right now. Dignitas sitting at seed 2, and they're looking to shut down. But the careful part about this is Cog has already won game 1. We're going to game 2, and Cog is set to win this. If Dig can't pull it out, let's talk about who's playing what, where they're going for what team. The bottom side of the map, the pristine side, in order on the green grass. We've got Dignitas, of course. We've got Shadow Q there on Sunwoo Kong in the support role, already warding up. Zatman playing Hunter on Apollo. The best on Zeus in the mid lane. Anatoly playing Ra. And Lassus in the jungle with Unbots. Across the way, your opponents for today, Cognitive Gaming. They're looking for a kill on the right side of the map. We've got MLC Stealth on, of course, Ao Guang. Dare to Care on Sobek. MLC Omega on Tier. Endenster playing Thor, the God of Thunder. Barracuda on Little Baby Cupid. They're coming up the mid lane to clear out these mid camps and get something started up here. But it looks like their invasion was not successful.
You know, I think Cognitive has yet to play a game without a baby on their team. I think they had. I think between Cupid and Vamana, I think that they're 100%. They're betting 100% for babies in the tournament series here.
What are we getting at here? What are we trying to say?
Kagane is a bunch of babies.
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Confirmed. Hashtag.
Tell them I said
it up. Do it.
Here we go as we pass the 0-second mark. Minions have spawned, and we are 3 seconds into the game. At 10 seconds, the neutral camps will spawn, and that's why you see the teams positioning around them. Looks like Dignitas is going to push Omega off of a real contest of this mid camp here. He's going to try to make it in there. Ooh, he's going to force the reset, so that's going to slow them down. Nice play by Omega, going to keep them really occupied over on this right side. And look at it, he's going to force the reset again, and Omega's just going to sit here. But now he's in a little bit of trouble as he's going to get that the stun out. Just Chain Lightning for best, so no Detonate, and Omega is going to bully them away from that camp. It's going the way of Omega, and that's going to mean that Cog is going to have the early game advantage. 200 gold, 800 XP, and they are already out to a lead. It's a small one, but Dignitas already down a game. Certainly don't want to play behind in this one.
Oh, absolutely. And a little bit strange on the right side, we're actually to see the junglers pushing up the solo lane while both solo laners are doing the mid camps there. Strangely enough, kind of a reversal of roles because we rotate over the left side. We're going to see Zatman take some harassment. Barracuda getting hit by the Ryu Jingle Bang by Sun Wukong here, forcing him back with the basic attack. Zatman getting in on there. Dare to Care is up on Sobek. We saw him play a fantastic Sobek in the semifinal round, looking to do that same kind of performance this time. Over a minute, we are in this match between Cognitive Gaming and Dignitas. Last is taking some harassment there as MLC Omega looking for opportunity to juggle someone up. Celestial Beam on the ground. Last is too far forward. Gets the somersault slow. Does he have it? Solar Blessing on the ground. They're going to heal right back up. Of course, we do have that nice Alienware skin there. Actually, Omega taking a hit from the Sacred Monk. Gets the juggle backwards just in time. Lassus goes down. First blood goes to Cognitive Gaming due to a huge misplay. Annis are forcing out the chicken there. Left side, we have another engagement going on. Looks like that. Actually, Barracuda getting very, very low. Dashes away. Do they have to? He judged forward. 1 shot, 2 shot. Misses. Does he have the last one? Gets one more shot. Wow. But those hearts are going to keep Barracuda alive. And this is why he's such a fantastic Hunter player. 9 times out of 10, if you're in that situation, you die. If you're Barracuda, you live just fine.
You gotta respect the Barracuda there. I mean, as much as Zatman is such a dominant hunter and still is definitely a great example of dominant hunters in the North American scene, you got a feeling that Barracuda wouldn't have missed those in-hand attacks and would have secured that kill. And that would have really helped out Dignitas to keep Barracuda down, such an effective player, answer that kill over in the solo lane. Hopefully get Lassus able to rotate around the map a little bit more. Spirit Tempest is going to be used by Ao Guang, not going to hit anybody. Dignitas able to secure that camp fairly well, but that early game disadvantage is continuing to build. The gold lead now closer to about 500 gold, and Cog's just really just continuing to outplay, Dignitas. 5% here, 5% there, but it's working.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, they're pulling ahead, little by little here, 1-0. Now, always keep in mind, when you have top-tier teams like this, regardless of how the kills go, you're still going to have a very small lead, considering the fact that both teams know how to farm effectively in the jungle and in the lane. They're getting those mid-camps, they're getting the buff camps, they're getting the Harpies on the back end, and they're also clearing out the waves, so they're going to be able to keep themselves afloat. But as it's going forward, we're going to see how the rotations come out, the itemization changes. Zatman's going to finish off his Heartseeker. Barracuda, notably a little bit behind, actually has just yet to go home is really the biggest thing. Barracuda currently sitting on 1,000 gold, so 720 is what he needs to finish off the Heartseekers and make his way home now and finish that one off. Mid-camp's being forced out here. Annisar jumps in. Lassus jumps in here. Does he have the Fear Enable? It looks like he does have the ultimate available. Tornado on the ground. Beautiful tornado there from Stealth, zoning out both Shadow Q as well as the best. Rotate over. Thor gonna miss. Boombots is here. Does he have an ultimate? Looks like he does not currently, as Thor blinks over the wall, does not want to deal with that business as they rotate out. Both mid camps have been taken at this point. Just waiting for the respawn in about 40 seconds or so, just over 4 minutes when they should be respawning. Those the mid camps were a little bit late on the respawn here. 2 minutes is how long they take to respawn. It's around 4:25, 4:30 is when they should come back, and you know both teams are gunning for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Hunbot's ultimate was down. He tried to secure kill into Thor through Berserker Barrage, but Anister had better thoughts than that. Started channeling the ultimate just as Fear No Evil was coming out, and they were able to secure that. Last is tossed back to the mid lane as he was maybe trying to aggress a little bit there. Daedalus going to remove him from that positioning. And now it looks like Dignitas perfectly happy to trade the side camps here. They're going to let Cognitive take this left side one. Looks like MLC mistimed his tornado just a little bit there. Those camps not going to be coming up for another couple of seconds. And it appears that Dignitas is considering aggressing on this left side, but they're a little bit too late. Best rotates back to the mid lane. Shadow Q not in position as of yet to really do much against that now. The delayed timing on this right side camp means it's not back up yet, but it will be coming back up in the next 5 to 10 seconds, I believe. You see both teams rotating over there. It looks like Cog has the stronger contingent right now, and it's going to be a tough contest for Dignitas.
Charge spray is available, grabs Zeus up, Aoguang ultimate right in the face, Squall comes out, Tornado's gonna land, it's not gonna apply to the best though, there goes the Zeus ultimate come down, the detonator's gonna come, there goes the Lurky in the waters into the Tornado but doesn't get it, Hobot's ultimate forces him closer, does he have the distance? Thor does go down in the backside, there goes the detonate activation, charge spray, does he have it? And there goes the Crocodile making boots today as a 2-0 exchange for Dignitas, they're now up on the board. They are still a little bit behind in Golden Experience, but watch the follow-up as they get the camps in the mid, as well as the rotations there on the minions that are spawning through. Aoguang forced back. I mean, it was a beautiful rotation. I think it was just a slightly, ever so slightly misplaced tornado from Aoguang, not able to get it on top of Zeus, and the Zeus ultimate was just wonderful, forcing them out. The damage output was enough to force away the Thor, and of course, Shadow Q on Sun Wukong was able to go pick that up very, very easily. 5 minutes and 33 seconds into this match, we're in a great position for Dignitas to start pulling ahead, but again, we're dead even, so it really goes to show that we're watching two of the best teams in the world go head-to-head right now.
You know, it'll be interesting to see what Lassus still likes to go for here on the Hunbots. I mean, there are builds that give Hunbots 100% crit rate after proccing his passive. You know, will we see him rush a Malice for some reason, you know, or Deathbringer even, you know, stack some crit up and go for that kind of crit style in-hand build? Will it be the more traditional Lassus style jungle build on Hunbots where he's going to go for, you know, just general standard damage items in the jungle and then into like a Hydra's Lament and try to really work on that cooldown? You know, that's what's interesting here. And another thing that I do want to point out as we see Omega and Anister combined for the blue buff still there is that Cog has dominated Dignitas' right side blue buff the entire series. They've taken that away from Anatoly so many times in the last 2 games that I feel like that's a big contributor to why Anatoly is losing these solo lanes, is that those timings are just a little bit tighter for Cognitive and they're able to secure that time and time again.
Sure, yeah, great spot for them to be in. And back to your point about homebots, I think Alas is just going to go with what he knows. Most likely going to finish off those boots. Warrior Tabi go directly into Heartseeker, and he likes to go with the old start with the Focus Void Blade into the Jotun's Wrath. So I expect him to go down that road here, especially considering you have Tyr, Thor, and Cupid. You know, I expect to see a Heartseeker probably into a Focus Void Blade if he gets enough farm, if not into Jotun's Wrath first. But that is generally how he likes to play. Asi has been picked up again by Zadman, going Heartseeker into Asi this time around. Does have Sprint 1 and Purification Beads 1. And of course, going to look to split push as soon as he can, but he's up against Barracuda here in the 1v1 situation. It looks like Barracuda's being forced out very heavily, even with the Heart Bomb activation, not able to get the damage that he wants there on Zadman. Sun Wukong going to rotate over here on the left side. Sobek is here as well. Aoguang getting forced out in the mid lane. Look for the Thor Dog is coming down the best, going to avoid it. Purification Beads, there goes Ultimate. Aoguang was going to hit him. Purification Beads has already been used and cannot get away from the Thor. The blink comes out and couldn't even detonate, Bart. Oh, what do you do at that point?
You dive Zapman in as Apollo and get a kill on the Thor to answer it. Nice rotation coming from Dignitas, of course. Anytime you rotate your Hunter, it's going to leave the enemy Hunter there to get free farm. Barracuda going to find some damage on the tower. Zapman stalls just a little bit considering he's staying in the mid lane, but now he's going to be forced to rotate back. Barracuda going to get a free teleport out. No lazy backs for him. And he is going to push that wave into the tower and prevent some farm on the Zapman. However, Last is off to a very good start here in this game, 1-1, as stolen a couple of camps, is a bit ahead of Anister. However, is actually a little behind in gold, about 500 gold behind in gold. No, I'm sorry, as Omega starts to top, but still, you know, about 450, 500 gold behind him. And Anister's going to get this Heartseeker up and running, where Lassus is still going to be working towards a probably rank 2 Void Blade, and that's going to be a nice timing for Thor to really abuse the Hunbots.
We're going to see the same build coming out here from Ao Guang. Warlock Sash 1. Also see a Hide of the Urchin there on tier. I like the Hide of the Urchin play. There goes the Searing Pain coming off the Raw. Not going to get it in time. He was so close just stealing away that blue buff on the right side of the map. Of course, Thor and Tyr not really going to care a whole lot about that one. We see Sobek rotating in the mid lane and forcing back the Sun Wukong as well as the Zeus and the Hoon bots. Hoon bots in the jungle. Charge Brain not going to land. He avoids that one quite handily and even starts up the mid camps here. Overhand smash. Fear no evil. Zeus ultimate. Cupid ultimate from behind. The rotation is huge here. The Heart Bomb is going to secure it as he lands on down. Tornado as well. The best very low here. Ao Guang
what
gonna
a
snipe him
ultimate!
over the wall. How does he do these things? Zeus goes down. Thor ducks a ton. Zapman trying to get out here. There goes the sprint activation on both characters. Heart Bomb, Hammer, Berserker Barrage, gets serenaded immediately and then pops as the Purification beats for the stun. Even with the phantasmal play from Zapman, he's still gonna go down. My God, how are these players so good at this game bar? I don't understand, but this could be a Gold Fury for Cognitive Gaming.
Barracuda is the positioning master. I mean, his positioning in that fight was ridiculous. Gets a field glove on the backside after Lassus blows the Fear No Evil on the mid lane contest, hits a Heart Bomb, gets a lot of burst damage out of that, takes out the Hun bots even after he jumps over and then starts to pressure the Zeus. Zeus can't get his charges down, can't find the big time detonate, and that is going to be all she wrote for Dignitas in that fight. 5 kills to 3 in favor of Kog and A. They're sitting on a 2,500 gold lead as well as a 2,000 experience lead after that fight. Stealth building into Warlock Sash, Ao Guang again, and it looks like this one is going in Kog's favor for the early game.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we saw a beautiful snipe come out there from Stealth over the wall to hit the Zeus, and it was kind of a Hail Mary, but it did pay off. I also want to highlight the play from Zapman there. The second the Berserker Barrage was activated, immediately serenaded it, and of course, as the Heart Bomb was about to explode, popped the Purification Beats. There's no actual way to know if Cupid's Heart Bomb is going to be a stun or not. There's no actual indicator, so of course he's playing it safe there with the Purification Beats. In fact, it wasn't a stun, but he didn't know that. He just played it safe, and unfortunately enough, did not have the Purification Beats available to be able to avoid the Tectonic Rift from Thor, and that will be his end. So 5-3 here in favor of Cognitive Gaming. Suddenly, we have a 2,500 gold lead, a 2,300 experience lead for Cognitive Gaming at a 10-minute and 34-second mark. Everything is looking to go the way of Cog. And if you're playing on Dig, you've got to be careful about this because, of course, this is game 2. Cog already won game 1. They don't want to lose out here in a 2-0 against Cog because it puts them so far ahead in the seeding points, and they're going to turn out to be a very, very strong team to beat. Shadowkey was going to try and counter ward against Sobek, but dares to not care in this case and just avoid the Sun Wukong and just get those wards down completely. Mid camps are coming up quite soon as Ao Guang rotates over, looking for opportunity to clear this through. Zeus is in the mid lane as well. There goes the Chain Lightning. Left side, Apollo jumping on Cupid. Serenade comes out. There's the flutter. Does he have the damage he needs? Barracuda's going to get out of dodge. Sobek is rotating from the backside. Thor on the right side as well. Tyr's going to defend his tower. It looks like that's going to be the end of the engagement. Charge spray on Apollo. Does he have an activation? Tries to go for Barracuda. May want to avoid the damage output from the Sobek here. Peels up with the hearts. Burst damage coming through. Didn't get a time. Right side, we have an engagement going on as well. Does he have the charge? Both fights. The right side has disbanded, but Zapman pops ultimate. Will he be able to survive time? Heart Bomb. Does it land on him? He's up in the air. Does the Heart Bomb get him? Snipes him out there. No, just barely survives.
So close. So close.
Man.
Mid lane, there's a fight as well, though. Zemmosley still getting piled on here. They may need a ultimate coming up from Hunbots. He's going to get smacked around by Spirit Tempest, though, and that's going to be no kill onto Stealth. In the meantime, Ra going to fall in that right side lane. All around the map, Cog when he fights. Thor is in the air. Best. Sorry, sir. You have a Thor behind you. There is a Tornado on the ground as well. He's going to go ahead and ult and take an aggressive positioning in it, but that's not going to find much. Left side lane now, Fear No Evil used by Lassus, not enough to kill Barracuda. Barracuda still sitting in the fields of love. Shadowkey maybe going to try to follow us up with a kill. Lassus has re-engaged, and that's going to be that as Derek Harris out of mana, so Cog escapes yet another gank while picking up a couple around the map. 7 kills to 3 now, 12 minutes and 20 seconds into the game, and they continue to build this lead. It seems like every time we look back down on it, it's another 1,000 gold experience going their way.
Oh, the mid lane pushing up here. Seer's going to get a free tower. Going to be down, pushed out on the right side. Actually, Sash here is finished by Ao Guang, able to start stacking them up and get some good defense with the health overall. Apollo makes his way over to the Gold Fury. Now, with that Gold Fury going down, 4,600 gold in favor of Cognitive Gaming, like you mentioned. I mean, it just keeps getting more and more and more. It seems like once Cog starts this climb, it's very, very difficult to slow them down because they have everything set, and they're not really, they're not leaving any room for interpretation. position. Barracuda's always in the right place. I mean, generally, if you want to come back to the game, you pick off the mage, you pick off the jungler, or you pick off the hunter. Well, Barracuda's never out of position. He's always in a perfect position, so how do you pick off the hunter? You don't. You look for the mage, but he's building defensive with that Warlock Stash. You can't pick that off. And you're looking for the jungler, but the jungler is Thor, who is just always moving and flying around and just very, very difficult to shut down, high mobility, as well as the stun. So, Dignitas doesn't really have any points of entry. There's no door to get through here. They just need to play safe, get a good team fight victory, and turn it into objectives, and just start playing out as they normally have been all throughout 2013. Now, Dignitas had a dynasty through 2013, and it seems like it's being replaced by Cog here. Daredevil on the left side, rotating over. Sun Wukong is rotating over with Charge Break and come through. Heart Bomb gonna land. Do they have the damage? Zatman dropping low. The Heart Bomb's gonna explode. It's not a stun though. Pops ultimate go up in the air. Do they have the Fields of Love? They do! But wait for the Fields of Love after the Heart Bomb, unfortunately enough, and he's gonna fly away from that one.
Yeah, barely getting out of there with his life is Zatman. He can go ahead and drop down at his tier 2 and recall back, but this is going to give an opportunity to Cog to push this lane up a little bit. They will have to eat some Jingle Bang harass from Shadow Q, and it looks like they're going to rotate their mid laner over here. Dash in from Daredevil is going to keep Shadow Q in position. Now he's going to stun out Barracuda. The rotation coming out from Dignitas. Dashing away is Barracuda. Here comes Lassus, misses the teleport, and is not going to be able to make his way in there. So Dignitas does a nice job rotating over, but Cognitive able to escape that. Daredevil now on the Sobek, dashing back towards the mid lane. In the meantime, Tier takes out your Tier 1 in the right side, puts pressure on the Tier 2, and here he is roaming with Thor now, and these are two breezers you do not want to run into in the jungle. A lot of damage, a lot of lockdown here, and this is really, kind of the core of how this team is put together. A lot of just general tankiness and CC at range from these two gods.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's what's really been paying off for them this whole game. They're going to keep doing it. And, how do you find a way to counter that out? I mean, you see a Doom Warp on Anatoly. He's going to pick that up after the rest of the Valor damage increase. Going to be very, very heavy. And they're looking at the snipes. And you talked about the range, and I think both teams have a lot of range here. And I think that just Dignitas is having trouble finding their footing. They just don't know where to start. Their initiations are a little bit late. And it seems like every single time something starts up, Dignitas tries to start something, and they just don't have enough information. Like in that last engagement, Cupid came from behind and just absolutely shredded them from a good rotation. They had no idea he was going to come from that area. They just need more information, more intel. Daredevil is going to come from the backside. Algo Ultimate just barely avoided, but Zeus is not going to avoid anything as he goes down there, unable to detonate Thor going up in there. Sun Wukong is going to come right back down on the ground. Thor Dunk is going to come out. Lassus comes from the backside as he have an ultimate. Looks like he does indeed. Jumps away with the somersault. Thor's going to duck down and miss the monkey as he gets away from that tier in the backside looking for the Ra. He's going to come from the backside of the tower. Does he try to run straight through to grab up Lassus? Apollo is here. There goes the dash in. Guard stance. Fearless is available. There goes the stun. He's so tanky. What do you really do? Tornado on the ground to zone them out. Beautiful placement by Stealth. And this is going to force him right over to the Gold Fury. Dignitas needs to get over here, but without their Zeus and no ultimate on Sun Wukong, I mean, what do? They're so far out. It's going to be another 1,500 gold here for Cognitive. Going to put them at about 6,700 here as it does go down there, 6,745. I mean, it just keeps going up and up and up, and Dignitas just can't find something.
Cog just is just outplaying Dignitas here. I mean, they really are. All around the map, they've consistently spread the map out, found individual picks, and then also had the superior play during the team fights. There, I mean, you saw Anatoly, who seems a little bit off his game today, a little bit just having a hard time dealing with Omega. Omega goes really, really deep, aggresses the backside XP camp. Raw goes there, fights with him, but that leaves the rest of the team so exposed. Then they try to collapse on the tier, and Cog says, okay, fine, we go take Gold Fury as you guys invest 4 players into trying to stop a tier that you have really no chance of locking down. His passive only, CC only can, can only be CC'd for 1 second at a time, has a double Fearless to dash out, and ultimately is just too tanky of a target with his Hide of the Urchin and really the Jotun's Wrath. I guess giving him that cooldown and the extra mana to use Fearless here and there. Mag's Blessing going to be up and running onto that Omega's tier fairly shortly as well. Alguang, Warlock Sash into Focus Voice unfinished. And once again, I feel like Dignitas doesn't do a good enough job of kind of punishing MLC Stealth for going for that Warlock Sash. It seems like he is going for it for free with impunity. There's really no trade-off there for him. In the last 2 games, he's been able to pick it up and have a perfectly strong early mid game.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest thing is that like you mentioned, there's that little weak point where he just doesn't have anything going for him. Damage or defensiveness. Zam going to jump on. There goes the Fear No Evil into the wall. Purification means a dash immediately. Barracuda tried to get out of here. There goes the Blinking from Lassus. Does he have the damage? Thor dunking down. Rotation. The crits. Look at the damage they're able to do. Lassus goes down immediately. Barracuda surrounded here by his teammates. A beautiful wall. Oh my god, Tectonic Rift shuts him out completely. Shadow Q is going to go down to the Tornado, up into his cloud. He's not even safe in his own cloud, ladies and gentlemen. Anatoly is taken out here under tower range. Zeus unable to get in, and this was all done. Bart. without Tier.
No tier. No tier, no fear coming out from Cog NA there. Tier split pushing in the right side. Barracuda. He's got 8,600 player damage. That's outclassing the mages by a lot. Sitting now at 9,000 player damage. Kind of on the other side, Stealth on the Alquang sitting at 8K. Best trying to duke it out with Dare to Care, but nope, you're going to get plucked, and that's going to mean you go down very, very quickly as the backside of that hammer hits for 430. More gold coming the way of Cog, and they now up to a 10K advantage. They're going to, why not make it 11K with this tower going down? The right side going to fall as well. Hell, make it 14K for them as they continue to clear out the map, take the buffs, take the towers. Cog NA once this week, and they are poised to take their third victory in a row.
Omega's just playing his own RPG on the right side of the map. He's 0-0-3. There have been 13 kills, and he's a part of 3 of them. And he's just pushing towers, hanging out, clearing waves, and it's because Cog is able to win these big engagements. And more to that point, I feel like it's just Dignitas is just not in place to react to the engagements from Cog. And we saw them doing the blue buff, and they think, okay, we've got Cupid, we've got Sobek, we got this. They pop the Fear No Evil, they jump in on it, but all of a sudden they scatter. They weren't in the right place, they weren't on the right targets, they weren't focusing the same people, and so the damage was split up across everybody. And as soon as they split up, Thor dunk, jumping in with the Alquang ultimate. You see a good wall. Barracuda has the ultimate. Sobek grabs him and brings him right back into the fight when they try to get out. I mean, it's just, they have so much control on Cognitive Gaming, and so much, I guess in a trump card situation, you have Thor up in the air when you need it, you have Tier jumping in when you need it. Burst damage! There goes Zeus into Ox form. Will be the Alquang ultimate, not going to get it. There goes the hammer on the back end. My god, that Mjolnir's attunement fully maxed out with good pen, with Heartseeker, Jotun's Wrath, the Warrior Tabi as well as the Focus Void Blade. That amount of pen and damage, combined with the backswing doing double damage on top of that, that Mjolnir's attunement is absolutely shredding. And one key thing to note about that, he didn't have hammer available. He actually popped Purification Beads 3 to bring it off cooldown to get the kill there. That is the epitome of micromanaging your abilities to make sure everything is as it should be. The Fire Giant started up, Moonbots is in the area, Ra's in the area, Tyr doesn't care, he's still playing his RPG on the right side of the map, gonna push down this Phoenix here, but can they contest this or not?
It's going to be very, very tough. They're going to need a big-time play here from Zapman. He's not going to find it. Last, he gets picked up by Anderson on the backside. Kagane secures the Fire Giant. Dare to Care going to pluck Zapman out of the way. If he survives here as well, what play from Dare to Care? And now it's going to be Anatoly down to Anderson as well, as Tyr and Thor just push everyone out of that fight, pick up 2 kills in the backline completely on an island, and now they're going to aggress this Phoenix as well. That's going to be a very dead Zeus. Anderson going to get out of there with his life, however, just barely. And that is going to be a surrender for Dignitas because they have lost this game. Ladies and gentlemen, Cog NA takes down the 3rd weekend in a row. Can anyone beat this team?
I don't know, because everything that they have, this is kind of how Dig was for, that 2-month period where they were unbeatable. It's just everything that was playing out in their favor, and for a lot of reasons. And I think a lot of things that you have to look at here is, number one, Anenster. He is amazing at this game. A fantastic jungler. His decision making is on par. The places he decides to go in, the picks that he has, and not only that, but his god pool. I mean, he can play so many different gods in the jungle. It's very difficult to be able to counter pick against him. It's so challenging to be able to pull this out here. Thor ended the game 11-2-6, the most farmed, actually the second most farmed in the game. Of course, RPG Omega on the right side of the lane has 12.6 versus 12.5 there on Thor. Across the way, looking at the damage number, we're going to see Thor dropping 12,000 himself. That is going to be the most in the game. In fact, he's only one of 2 people to cross over into the 5-digit mark, 10K there for MLC Stealth. Everyone else is under the 10K mark, of course, as this game ended very, very early at about 25 minutes game time, 27 minutes overall, including the preemption. But, at this point, I think this proves that Cog is one of the best teams in the world, and for good reason. I mean, Barracuda on Hunter, fantastic player, doesn't miss anything, doesn't make mistakes, and honestly, his rotations are more akin to team fighters or team initiators rather than just damage dealers, because he comes from a perfect angle, keeps himself safe, and gets the damage out that he needs. You look at Anderson in the jungle, his rotations are wonderful, and one of the best things you can have for a jungler is big god pool. He can play as many gods as you need him to play and play them well, and that makes the jungle so much more dynamic. You can't really expect certain characters to come out strong. Stealth, of course, going to the mid lane, very safe player, but that